Welcome to the Eat Better, Move Better, Live Better podcast presented by Flourish with Tracy, where we'll dive into the realms of holistic wellness, plant-based nutrition, yoga, and self-care to help you live your best life. Tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern for our special segments. Meditation Monday, start your week with mindfulness. Wellness Wednesdays, get the midweek boost you need. Sadhana Saturdays, dedicate weekends to personal growth. Join us as we explore and discuss all things to eat better, move better, and live better. Welcome. Many people think stress only exists during major emergencies, trauma, arguments, or crisis. But one of the greatest health challenges that we face today is not necessarily extreme stress. It's chronic, subtle stress. So today we're going to talk about the dangers of cortisol, the stress hormone, and understanding the impact of constant low-level stress. Stress shows up when we're not even realizing it, during constant rushing, always addressing notifications, not able to get deep rest. And it's also present in emotional tension that we may be carrying without even noticing. And then always feeling the pressure to produce and respond and manage, survive and perform. And over time, our body begins to live in a constant state of fight or flight and to live as if danger never ends. And when our body stays in this survival mode too long, our cortisol level remains elevated, and it remains elevated longer than it was designed to be. Our discussion today is not about eliminating stress completely. We understand that stress is part of being human. We're going to discuss how we can stop living in a constant survival mode. So what is cortisol? Cortisol is the hormone that's produced by our adrenal glands, and that sits right on top of our kidneys. And its primary role is to survive. When our brain is perceiving any type of danger, our hypothalamus gland sends signals throughout the nervous system, activating what we know as fight or flight. And the response is to release cortisol, adrenaline, and other chemicals that help us react quickly, increase our awareness, raise our blood sugar so that we can have quick energy. It increases our heart rate, sharpens focus, and it prepares us for action. We're ready for the fight. And this is what we need when we are being chased by danger. It helps to keep us alive. So the problem is not the cortisol itself, because we need that type of reaction when we're in danger. The problem with our modern times is that we are not getting the message that the danger is gone. The danger is past. It's over. And we are stuck in a chronic stress mode. And there's different types of stress. Acute stress is a stress that we need. It's a stress that's not in and of itself designed to be harmful. Acute stress or healthy stress is the stress that helps us be resilient, adapt, motivate to act, to improve our performance. And this is to help us meet an occasional deadline, to escape the danger we just mentioned, perhaps when you're taking an exam or speaking publicly, or even when you're exercising. This is the type of stress hormones that the body will activate temporarily to address that one incident, but then it's a return to balance and a rest state. This is different from chronic stress. Chronic stress happens when we never relax. We never get out of the stress activation mode. Our body is remaining in a hyper alert state. The nervous system is not relaxing, and the cortisol level stays elevated over time. And then the fail point becomes when your body is not able to distinguish between actual, real physical danger and emotional pressure. And what ends up happening is that financial anxiety, a toxic relationship, lack of sleep, overworking, staying continuously stimulated through doom scrolling, suppressing your emotions, or always multitasking, or thinking in a fear-based perspective will register as a threat to your body, as if you are physically in danger. And this is constant low-level stress. Your body will always feel like it's on. You will not have the ability to relax. You will always have constant mental chatter, shallow breathing. Perhaps you feel tension and tightness in your shoulders and jaw, or you're irritable all the time. You're emotionally just numb. You can't focus. You are tired and fatigued, but you can't rest. You may be always checking your devices and phones compulsively. You feel guilty when you rest. You're not sleeping. And there's always a consistent or constant worry. Your body may appear to be functioning externally, but internally you are in full survival mode. And that's because you have an imbalance with your system, and you are constantly producing cortisol. And that can go unnoticed for years. When you're stuck in survival mode, your body is going to prioritize your survival over restoration. It's going to ask, how do I survive? What do I need to do to survive? Instead of, how do I heal? What do I need to heal? And when your cortisol levels remain elevated, the sympathetic fight or flight system, the get up and go, heat your body up activation will dominate. Your healing will become secondary, and your body is going to prioritize your survival over your restoration. And this will impact your digestion, your sleep, your other hormones within your body. It's going to lower your immunity. It's going to increase inflammation and disease within the body. And you will find that your ability to be emotionally resilient will decrease. Your body was never designed to remain in this hyper fight or flight mode continuously. The very first thing you may notice is your change in physicality, because it will impact when you are under chronic cortisol elevation. You may see an increase in how your body stores fat. Your metabolism will change. You may see gain around your abdominal area because your body believes it needs these things as an emergency energy reserve. You may see an increased craving in how you eat, attaching your food to your mood, raising your blood sugars. It will often result in craving of salt and processed carbohydrates because the body is searching for quick energy. I mentioned a little earlier that it also disrupts your sleep. Cortisol follows a natural rhythm. Normally, it's higher in the morning because you need to get up and go to start your day. But then it's supposed to lower naturally at night so that you can go into your rest mode. But chronic stress disrupts the cycle. So you have problems falling asleep. You may find that you wake between 2 and 4 a.m. You have racing thoughts. You feel tired or exhausted when you wake. Because without deep sleep, you can't repair your cells. You can't regulate your hormones or emotions or detox your body. And when your body is stressed, your digestion is deprioritized because digestion happens on the parasympathetic side of your nervous system. It happens in the rest and digest mode, and it happens outside of the fight or flight because you don't have time to think about digestion if you're trying to survive. So this leads to bloating, acid reflux, irritable bowel syndrome symptoms, other bowel symptoms or issues such as constipation or diarrhea. And if you do eat, your nutrients aren't absorbed properly, your gut bacteria changes, and your body begins to increase its level of inflammation. And inflammation is what leads to disease. This is why emotional stress physically affects your stomach. And we also mentioned that it impacts your immunity. Short-term cortisol reduces inflammation temporarily. However, long-term chronic cortisol level weakens your immune resilience over time. And you may notice that it will show up as a frequent cold, skin flare-ups, a slower time to heal, and your body is just tired because it's always in an elevated state of fighting. And this chronic stress can contribute to cardiovascular risks, strain on your heart and your blood pressure, because the body is continuously preparing to be ready for action instead of taking some time to recover. Mentally, it is so fatiguing. You have brain fog, difficulty concentrating, mood swings and depression, just disconnected or overwhelmed, and you may have an elevated state of anxiety. And over time, stuck in survival mode narrows your perception because the mind is ready to fight, thinks it's in danger. So you may be focused on threats, problems, and anticipation, making it harder to access joy and creativity or presence. The nervous system can become addicted to constant alertness and stimulation. And from a spiritual perspective, chronic stress disconnects you from yourself. Your intuition weakens, inner stillness disappears, the ability to be present fades. You feel unsafe, and the mind may be just so noisy, physically alive, but energetically exhausted. Low-level, constant stress pulls your awareness externally outward, constantly, instead of focusing inward for conscious awareness, inner clarity, stillness. Constant activated nervous systems and stress make it difficult to hear your inner voice. That is why your nervous system and its healing is important, not just for your physicality, but for your energetic and spiritual health as well. And if you are experiencing some of the symptoms that we spoke about, if you are not able to put the brakes on and get some real rest and feel restored after this rest, these symptoms are persistent, then it is time to seek the assistance of a medical professional, a holistic health practitioner, because sometimes these symptoms overlap with something more seriously medically, and they can hide and be masked underneath these feelings of chronic inflammation or stress or fatigue. And outside of this, there are healthy ways to lower chronic cortisol levels. The fastest way to calm your nervous system is through awareness and conscious breathing. Simple inhale and exhales. Slow, long exhales signal your breath, I'm safe. It is safe to slow down. We are not in danger. And allow the exhale to be longer than the inhale. The longer the exhale, the more stimulated the parasympathetic, the take a rest side of the nervous system will be. So for example, if you inhale for the count of 4, exhale for the count of 6, 7, or 8. Practice for just a moment here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Also, use sleep as a protection and a healing practice. We spoke in a previous episode about the importance of sleep and things you can do creating a nighttime routine, such as reducing your screen exposure, have consistency of bedtime, keeping your room cool and dark, and eliminating caffeine late in the day. Movement during the day is important, but only if it does not worsen your cortisol overload with excessive intensity. So simple movement such as walking, stretching, tai chi, yoga, and moderate strength training that supports your nervous system instead of punishing your body helps reset. Your rest is productive. Your body will heal when it's safe. And these practices, which also include meditation, your personal devotional or prayer, grounding in nature, journaling, sound bath healing, being creative and mindful, all of these regulate your nervous system, the I'm safe side of your system. The system that says it's okay to take a breath. We are not needing to fight or flight. And reducing overstimulation, taking digital breaks, being more quiet, pausing more often, living more intentionally. And these things help you process emotions that were stored, keeping that stress cycle moving. Taking a pause right here. And sometimes your emotional healing and processing may need something external to help you release, such as therapy, talking it out, crying, having honest conversations through support groups or self-reflecting in journal, or perhaps doing some trauma-informed healing work with a mental health practitioner. Suppressing emotion does not eliminate the stress. It stores it. So having an avenue to release will help you balance and reduce cortisol as well. So let's do a really short system reset practice. Sit comfortably and gently close your eyes. Take a breath in, 2, 3, 4, and exhale slowly, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, gently, 3, 4, and release. Exhale, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Continue to inhale and exhale at this count, feeling your body supported. Notice where you are holding tension. Without judgment, just observe as you inhale and exhale. And soften your jaw. Release your shoulders down. Relax your belly. Without focus or attention, just allow the breath to slow down naturally. And silently repeat, I'm safe in this moment. I do not need to carry everything at once. My body deserves this rest. My healing happens when I slow down. Breathe. Take a deep breath in. Hold this breath. Imagine it traveling all throughout your body as you hold it. Now slowly allow it to exhale out an open mouth. Open your eyes. Cortisol, in and of itself, is not our enemy. It's our body's way of trying to protect us. Protection was never meant, however, to be a permanent way of living. And we've forgotten what calm feels like because survival mode has become normalized. Our healing begins when we stop glorifying exhaustion. Rest is not weakness. Slowing down is not failure. Regulation is not laziness. Listen, our body's always communicating. Listen so that we can prevent deeper imbalance later. We don't have to wait until we're burnt out to care for our nervous system. Small daily acts of restoration matter. Just take one deep breath, one moment to pause or to be still. Set one honest boundary. Have one night of true rest. And over time, these small moments teach our body that we are allowed to heal and that the danger has passed. So affirm to yourself, I release in survival mode. I allow my body to rest. I choose balance over burnout. I honor my nervous system with compassion. And as you do this, you are now creating a space for your calm, your clarity, and healing. And you have signaled your body that it can slow down the production of cortisol, that it is safe enough to rest and to heal. Thank you for sharing time and space today. Thanks for tuning in. I hope today's insights help you on a personal journey towards a healthier, happier life. Don't forget to join every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern for more self-care and holistic wellness tips. Before you go, make sure to comment, click the bell, like, and subscribe buttons for upcoming episode notifications. Be sure to always consult a medical professional before making any major changes regarding your health, diet, or routine. In the meanwhile, stay motivated, stay inspired, and remember, every step you take is one step closer to a better you. Until next time, keep flourishing, and as always, may all be well.